What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Sugofest characters that are going to be arriving on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global on the 30th of January 2019. If you guys didn't see my previous video talking about the actual Sugofest structure itself, click the card at the top of the video so you guys know exactly what to expect heading into this Sugofest and just my thoughts and opinions on it. I think this is actually a pretty impressive Sugofest, and if you want to see more in-depth detail about it, make sure to check out that previous video. But as I said, in today's video, we're going to be going through all of the new characters in this Sugofest, going from Whitebeard and Marco all the way down to Strawberry, my boy Strawberry. So let's go ahead and check out the recommended characters and go through them. So the first character here is going to be Strawberry. So here we have Strawberry, who is an int slasher cerebral character at max level at level 99 with his limit break. He's going to have 2541 health, 1341 attack, and 417 recovery, and he's got a max cooldown of 9 turns. I see that immediately, I'm like, whoa, that's actually pretty crazy. But an int slasher cerebral, good class, good typing. His captain effect is going to boost slashers and cerebral characters by 2.25 and also reduce damage taken by 10%. Obviously not a captain effect that you're going to be using that often, but his special ability, maxing at 9 turns, will go ahead and reduce crew's bind, despair, and attack down duration and lock chain multiplier duration by 2 turns, and also reduce duration of all barriers by 1 turn and 50k damage in fixed damage to 1 enemy. That is such a powerful special ability. What is his crewmates though? Make sign-in characters tandem slots have matching slot effects. That's an amazing crewmate ability, giving a matching orb, one of the 7 natural orbs, beneficial to 2 separate colors. That's phenomenal. And also reduce character special charge time by 3 turns every time another Psi or Int character uses a special. Wow, that is such a good crewmate ability. That enables this character to essentially get multiple uses out of his special ability. As we said, reducing bind, despair, attack down, lock chain multiply all by 2 turns. That's all well and good, but 2 turns really isn't enough in a lot of situations. Typically, attack down is like at least 3 to 5 turns. Bind and despair can vary, obviously. Lock chain multiply duration, that's the one that really doesn't happen all that often. But having the ability to just remove it just is amazing. And the fact that you can potentially get his special to work multiple times on a turn, meaning you can get up to like 4 different turns of these different debuffs removed, is phenomenal. So this character is a very, very good character. He has the critical hit of 60% chance to land 7% extra damage, and recovery bind duration recovered by 5 turns. So that's okay. It would have been better if he had like the double special effect. That would have been amazing, but unfortunately he doesn't have that. But I'm pretty impressed with this character. Definitely one of the better rare recruits in this batch for sure. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the next rare recruit character, which is going to be Borsalino. So it's been a while since I've had a really good Borsalino character, I feel. So here we have a brand new one. So this character is a Psi shooter fighter character, max level 99 with his limit break, 2642 health, 1441 attack, and 362 recovery. So pretty okay stats for a rare recruit. His captain effect reduces special charge time by 1 turn at the start, and also boosts shooter and fighter characters attack by 2.25 and give them 1.25 health. Not a great captain effect once again. That's just really just too weak for nowadays. Special effect though, maxing at 11 turns, will go ahead and state that he changes adjacent slots into their matching type, reduces special charge time by 1 turn for Psi and Int characters, and if your captain is either Psi or Int, sets the chain multiplier to 3 times for 1 turn. That is a very good special ability for orb manipulation, cooldown reduction, and a 3 times chain lock on an 11 turn cooldown. You couldn't ask for much more for a rare recruit character. That is freaking fantastic. First crewmate ability is going to just be simply 30 base stat boost to Psi and Int characters. Nothing too crazy there. Secondary one is going to make Int slots matching for himself, unfortunately. That's kind of the downside there. His crewmate abilities are kind of lacking, but his special ability is going to be helping out your crew immensely. And if you guys haven't noticed already, all of these characters in this batch are Psi and Int, and they all work together and they all synergize really well together. But obviously, even if you don't have very good Psi and characters, that really won't matter if you pull the new legend, and we'll discuss that a little bit later. So for his potential abilities, Kizaru has the Int damage reduction up to 5%, and he has barrier pierce, this that will completely ignore barriers when your health is above 50%. So again, not too bad for his potential abilities. Crewmate abilities are a little disappointing, but his special ability is very, very useful to have. The next rare recruit character is going to be a brand new Dracula Mihawk. So this character is just a pure slasher character. He's a Psi slasher, no secondary class, at max level at level 99 with his max potential limit break. He has 3,099 health, which is actually pretty high for a rare recruit character. 1501 attack, which is also pretty high for a rare recruit character, and 213 recovery. His captain ability will go ahead and boost slashes by 2.5 and also boost side characters' health by 1.3. Not a very good captain effect, obviously. These characters don't really have good captain effects until you get to the legend, of course. So his special effect, maxing at 14 turns, is going to deal 50 times his attack in typeless damage to only a single enemy, reduce the duration of all enemy barriers by 1 turn, and if 3 or more side characters are on the crew, changes character slot into Psi, so he gives himself a matching orb, and he gives you a 2x orb boost as well. So you do have to have the condition of having 3 Psi characters in order to get that boost. That's very reminiscent actually of the Luffy and Ace batch, where you had a couple characters in the crew that were dependent on your captain, or depending on how many different colors or certain color characters you have in your crew. This is the same thing here with this type of batch, where you have a character, you need to have at least 3 yellow units, and obviously because the captain is either Psi or Int, you can switch between your characters and fulfill your condition when you need it. Works very, very well with the new Whitebeard, of course, but even if you're just running a team that just naturally has 3 Psi characters, then this character is a great unit for that, just enabling you to get a 2x orb boost, 50 times his attack just to 1 enemy as well, and also reducing barriers, which is a very, very key component in a lot of different fights these days. So that's going to be very, very important in a lot of upcoming fights. In terms of his crewmate abilities, he's going to have his first one being boost sign in character's base attack and health by 50. Not very useful. I mean, it actually does add up in the end of the day. If you have lots of characters that keep boosting your stats, it's obviously going to add up, but just looking at it at a face value, it's just like whatever, obviously, you know, it's just stats. His secondary one is going to be boosting damage from normal attacks dealt to int characters by 1.1 times. So basically giving himself a 1.1 times color affinity boost naturally, passively, with his crewmate effect, which is actually not too bad. It's kind of like a win more sort of situation where it doesn't help you all that much, but it can add up a lot, especially if this character is like the last to attack in the chain and you've got all your boosts added. That 1.1 times will actually add a lot of damage to this Mihawk. In terms of his potential abilities, his first one is the Enrage or the Provoked Attack boost, giving himself 150 extra attack and a critical hit chance of 70% chance to get 8% extra damage. So he will be trying to aim himself to try and get a lot of damage output off on himself. He has 5 socket spots as well. Actually, I noticed before, Kizaru, how many socket spots are here? He had 5. Strawberry only had 4. That's super weird. I don't know, man. Strawberry already the most unpopular character out of this entire batch, and he's already getting shafted. You're only getting 4 socket spots. I don't really know how I feel about that. But Mihawk is a really cool character, but I feel like you won't need him as often as some of the other characters in this entire batch. Now, the last character that we're going to be talking about is going to be the brand new Boa Hancock. She is an int fighter free spirit character and at max level 99 max potential. She's going to have 2348 health, 1412 attack, and 489 recovery. Her captain effect is going to be a 2.5 attack, 1.2 recovery to yellow and purple characters. Again, not that useful. You're not going to be using it that often for her captain effect. But her special ability, obviously, these are why these rare recruits are so important. 13 turn cooldown, delays all enemies by 1 turn, and if you have 3 or more int characters, a little bit different from the Mihawk, int characters this time, changes block slots to character's own type, and doubles Psi and int characters attack for 1 turn. That's actually really cool. I actually completely forgot what this Boa Hancock did. So she is an orb manipulation for just block orbs. It would have been better if she was able to remove all types of orbs, or like transform all orbs including block for sign in into matching. Would be phenomenal. But it is what it is. It's pretty cool. Obviously she's supposed to be working with Whitebeard and Marco, and Whitebeard and Marco already kind of have their own orb manipulation going. So the fact that you have this ability to change block orbs, so whenever you can't change the block orbs, you have Boa Hancock for that, and also providing you a 2 times type boost for your sign in characters as well, is pretty goddamn good. And also she delays delays, just the fact that she delays is also quite useful as well. In terms of her actual crewmate effects, she has one of boosting stats, base stats by 50 for Psi and Int, and also she will make characters her own Strength, Dex, Quick, and Psi have matching slot effects if your captain is Psi or Int. So that's only for herself though, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I think that'd be way too busted if she gave all Psi and Int characters like Strength, Dex, Quick, and Psi that just matching all the time. That would be way too busted. But just for herself, she's going to be getting lots of matching orbs, but it only works if your captain is Psi or Int. So obviously works very, very well with the brand new legend character. And to finish off this Boa Hancock, she has the slotbind resistance up to 5 turns and pinch healing as well, 1.5 times her recovery when your health is below 30% and you hit a perfect strike. And her recovery is pretty okay as well. I don't know if it's worth giving her recovery. I mean, you might as well. If you've got extra recovery lying around and you are getting lots of pinch healing on this character, then it might be worth giving her recovery cotton candies overall. But the real reason why you guys are here is for the discussion on Whitebeard and Mako. So this character, as I mentioned in my previous video, I personally believe this is the best character in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Even on the Japan side of the game, I believe wholeheartedly this is the best character. If you get this character, you essentially beat the game. Let's talk about this guy. So, the artwork looking absolutely magnificent. This character, when he is the dual unit, is obviously, depending on the color, either Psi or Int, and he is a striker powerhouse when he's combined. Actually, let's not talk about his combined effect first. Let's talk about each of them separately, okay? So, the first character that you'll enter the fight with is going to be as Whitebeard. So, Whitebeard is a striker powerhouse, and he is the Psi character. His captain effect is going to boost Psi character's attack by 3.5 times, and boost everyone else by 2.75 times. So, this is what I was saying before. Obviously, you get the most damage output if you're running Psi and Int characters with this crew. However, when this guy's your captain, he will still boost everyone, which is one of the best parts of this character, and why he is able to do the things that he can do is essentially because no matter what, even if they're not Psi or Int, you can still get some pretty decent damage output just with this captain effect alone. Now, on top of him boosting Psi by 3.5, everyone by 2.75, he reduces damage taken by 20% and makes crew Psi slots have matching slot effects. So this again is why having non-Psi and non-Int characters makes it even better, because they're still going to be getting more matching orbs because Psi are going to be matching for your entire crew. So that's such a good captain effect alone, but it goes even further than that when we get into Mako and also Whitebeard and Mako into the combined effect. So Whitebeard's captain effect is very powerful. I don't want to talk about the special ability yet because that's obviously one of the key components of the dual character, so we'll talk about that in a minute. The Whitebeard himself actually has different crewmate effects, I believe, to the Mako. So Whitebeard's crewmate effect, number 1, is going to give base attack 75 boost to Psi and Int characters, which is that's actually pretty sizable considering the rest of the batch. And his secondary one lets character completely evade paralysis and special bind. Completely evaded. That is crazy. Just the ability to completely get rid of special bind, considering what he does, that is crazy powerful. I can't even believe that. I didn't even know he did that. Oh my god, I can't even believe that. Anyways, let's talk about Mako. So Mako is the Int character between these two characters, and he is a Int fighter powerhouse. His captain effect, very similar to Whitebeard's, but slightly different. This time, he's an Int 3.5 times attack booster and giving everyone else a 2.75 times attack boost. Still very, very powerful. And his added effect is going to boost your crew's recovery by 1.25. That is very, very important as well, because if you transform your friend captain and your own characters into Mako, that's 1.25 multiplied by 1.25, and when you get recovery orbs, they are going to be healing for so goddamn much. And then, if you want to be stalling, you can switch into Whitebeard. He takes less damage. You can switch back into Mako. You can heal up a lot more. This is why this character is one of the most powerful characters in the entire game. And when Mako is up as the captain, he's going to make Int slots beneficial to all characters as well. So once again, very similar to Whitebeard, but for Int orbs. Very, very good. The crewmate effects is going to be, it looks like it's going to be the exact same, okay? So I thought they might have been different between the two characters, but they're actually not. So I'm fine with that. Those are very, very good crewmate effects either way. And then here we get to the big boy himself, the dual character, the double character, Whitebeard and Mako. So Whitebeard and Mako, The reason why these characters are so goddamn good is the switching effect. So we know with double characters, every time you switch between the two characters, you get an added bonus of some sort. This character, when you switch between Whitebeard and Mako, reduces crew's paralysis and special bind duration by 1 turn. He also changes his own slot into recovery and makes recovery beneficial to your entire crew for 1 turn. So let's just dissect this for a second, okay? I need to put my phone down for this one. When you switch with Whitebeard and Mako, you're reducing paralysis and special bind, give yourself a recovery orb, and make recovery beneficial for that turn. Now, if we just discuss this, if you're running double Whitebeard and Mako, when you switch between the two characters, you can switch through both of them in 1 turn. That is 2 turns of paralysis and 2 turns of special bind reduced just from switching with no other special effects activated, and both of those characters get a recovery orb. And as I mentioned before, when Mako's your captain and you get recovery orbs, you're going to be healing for a crap ton, like up to like 4,000 or 5,000 depending on what your crew is like. Of course, it could be even further than that. And then you can switch into Whitebeard, when you switch into Whitebeard, you'll get another recovery orb, of course, and you reduce damage by 20%. So this is the pure reason, or one of the best reasons, why this character is just a massive powerhouse in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Now, another reason why he's so good is his special ability, but we'll discuss that. So, it's a 16 turn cooldown. It's a pretty high cooldown, but for what it does, it's understandable. He will go ahead and heal your crew by 20,000 HP. So, if healing wasn't enough, he goes ahead and heals 20,000 HP just from his special effect. And also, reduces all enemies' HP by 30%. An AoE 30% reduction. And also changes crew slots into Psi, Int, or Recovery, and become Whitebeard and Mako for 3 turns. So obviously, before you activate his special effect, you want to switch with one of your units. And the reason for that is because you have a chance to get recovery orbs when you use his special effect, so you want to make sure that they're beneficial. So make sure you switch, then you activate the special effect. And 3 turns, you'll be the dual unit of Whitebeard and Mako. So when you are Whitebeard and Mako, the captain effect that you gain is, again, just immensely powerful. He's going to boost Psi and Int characters' attack by 4.25. 4.25 boost to Psi and Int, and everyone else is going to be getting a 3 times attack boost. This character is so good. This character is so powerful. And he's going to boost your crew's recovery by 1.5 times as well. And also reduce damage taken by 20%. So Whitebeard is going to be having his effect added here where he reduces damage taken. And Mako's effect is also added here with the recovery boost. Now, Mako by himself only boosts recovery by 1.25. When you fuse, it's a 1.5 times recovery boost. So whenever you get recovery orbs, you heal for way more when you are the combined unit. And also, Psi and Int are beneficial to all characters again. So essentially, when you switch, use the special, become Whitebeard Mako, it's a full board of orbs. As well as getting a 20k heal and a 30% reduction to all enemies. This character's crazy. This character is something else. And just look at his stats, man. His stats, nearly 4k health. When you have candies on him, is going to be over 2,000 attack. 513 recovery as well. And his potential abilities obviously aren't going to be that crazy. As a dual unit, they typically give them like more weaker potential abilities to kind of balance them out a little bit. So he gets 2 different damage reduction effects, one from Psi and one from Int, both for 7%, which is good. And Slotbind self-resistant completely removes Slotbind. Again, this character is the best character in One Piece Treasure Cruise. No one competes with this guy in terms of clear rate, in terms of survivability. The only downside to this character, I feel, is the fact he's going to be really slow, because if you are running a character like this, obviously he has a really good captain effect. Up to 4.25 for Sign In is so good, but for some of the more difficult fights, sometimes you do need to take your time. Sometimes you need to take your time and heal, especially if you get paralyzed or you get your character special binded. You have the ability to just wait there and just use your switching effect to get rid of the effects. You can heal. This character can do anything, honestly. This character doesn't have too many issues. The only thing that will directly counter this character is like recovery bind. So having characters that remove recovery bind with their potential abilities, or running like Psy Kobe if you really need it, that's going to help you there. But In terms of anything else, there isn't really much else that kind of like halts this character. I guess barriers could still be quite an issue because you can't obviously use your 30% health cut through a barrier, but you could use a character like Lore if you really needed to get that 30% health cut off. But as I said, you don't actually need to run sign-in characters. As we mentioned, he's going to be a 3 times boost to every other character on your crew. That's pretty useful, meaning you can run whatever you want. Obviously, as a dual character, this character is a striker, so you can run a character like Coliseum Kid with his end of turn damage. That can obviously work as well. There's lots of different options with this character, and unfortunately, he doesn't provide any orb or type boost with his special ability, but the thing that it provides in terms of damage is the health cut, because that health cut will add up to a lot of damage overall taken on the enemy. So overall, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with this character. I would love to get my hands on this character for you guys. I'm still tempted whether or not if I want to be pulling here. I'm not really too sure, but I'm really excited to see people use this guy in action. And I've seen a lot of people on the JP side of the game already use this character. He's definitely deserving of like the #1 position in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section on your thoughts about these Sugofest characters. The rare recruits themselves are pretty good. They're like mid to high tier rare recruit characters, and the legend himself, obviously in my opinion, the best legend in the game. I'm excited, man. Hopefully I can get him in the future. Maybe, you know, I could get lucky and just randomly pull in this Sugofest, or I could get him on the anniversary or sometime, or maybe I'll never get him. We'll have to wait and see. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.